One second, just making sure to test everything. Um, can't think about my lips. All right. Hey, hey. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. My name is Alexandra, and I am the founder of Awaycations Travel, and I help people plan stress free trips without the overwhelm. Okay. So if you are new here, welcome. I want you to feel free to drop a hello in the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you happen to call yesterday's live, I thank you so much for coming back. It honestly means a lot to me for you to be here. So, there's one thing that I actually did not share with everybody. Yesterday was actually my first time ever going live. I'm actually a part of a challenge where we are going to be showing up every day, and I know that I am not perfect by any means, but I just want you to know that I'm not new to travel, but I am new to going live. So bear with me as we learn this together. Okay. And so yesterday, I kind of, gave you a little bit of an introduction about who I am, what it is that I do, and how I can help you when it comes to, your travel experience and stuff like that. And so tonight, I wanted to talk to you about something different, something that I hear a lot. And I apologize. I had committed to coming on around 8 o'clock, but today was draining, but I'm committed to be here. And so here we are. And back to kind of what I wanted to talk about. The number one, not really number one, there's a couple of things that cause people to be overwhelmed when it comes time to traveling. And so I hear people say all the time, like, I really want to travel, but I just don't know where to start. Is that you? Do you ever feel like that? Because I get it. When you're planning a trip, at the end of the day, you should feel exciting, right? Because it's something that lights you up inside. But but somewhere between you know, going on Google, checking out flights, looking up resorts, and 47 different reviews come up at midnight, and then all of a sudden it stops being fun. So tonight, like I said, I want to break down why that happens, but more importantly, how to fix it. Okay. So I'm going to pause real quick just to see if there's anybody in the room with me. Um, if you see me looking up, it's because that's where my monitor is. So I just want to make sure that we're good. I got my box open in case anybody wants to pop in the chat. And so if you are catching this as a replay, I want you to tune in and I want your feedback, okay? Do me a favor, if this has ever happened to you, drop a yes in the chat if you've ever started planning a trip and you just gave up. You said, forget it. I'm good, right? It happens to the best of us. And so the first reason that causes people to be overwhelmed is there's too many options, right? When you go on Google and search best vacation spots, you literally get thousands of results. This is where people get overwhelmed, right? You don't know where to start. So I usually call decision fatigue, where it gets real too quick. When you have too many choices that make you feel paralyzed instead of excited. So this is one of the biggest reasons why people end up coming to me. What I do is I help you narrow it down based on you, right? We look at your budget, what's your vibe, what's your travel style, so that you don't have to sort through it all by yourself. Number two, you don't really know what it actually costs. Okay. So you start with, say, a $300 flight. You're like, ooh, that looks like a great deal. Then you start adding baggage fees, resort fees, transfers to be able to get you to and from where you want to go to, excursion, food, and then suddenly affordability costs twice more than what you actually planned. And so Hidden costs is one of those common mistakes that I help people avoid. I help you see the full picture before you go, not after. So, one of the things that I also do is if you have a trip that's planned out in advance, I can help you set up a payment plan so that the trip is already paid for by the time you arrive. And the only thing that you really need to spend money on, if you wanted to, is going to those shops where you can get souvenirs, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to spend more than we need to. So, reason number three is analysis paralysis, and that's based off of reviews. So, you find a resort that you love, right? You read one review, and the person's like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was bomb. The vibe, the people, everything was great. And then another one says it was the worst trip that they ever went on their entire life. And now you don't know what to believe. So what do? Your brain shuts down, you close all these tabs, and you do nothing. So I'm someone that helps you read in between the lines of the reviews, right? I talk directly to suppliers and know exactly what's going on from the people that are right on the property. I also have other travel advisors that I am friends with, and I may reach out to them and say, "Hey, I know you sent a client out to X, Y, and Z. Can you give me some feedback on what was your experience with booking the trip? What was the client's experience when they came back? Or did you have any issues that you had to resolve while they were actually on the property?" So that's insider knowledge that you get when you work with me. So, reason number four, and before I get into reason number four, again, I just want to double check and make sure that we're good. Um, if you are catching this again as a replay, please do me a favor. If anything has resonated with you that I've talked about tonight, feel free to like this so that YouTube can continue to keep pushing this out and other people can watch this. And then also don't forget to subscribe as well. Again, I will be going live for the remainder of the week. And so if you subscribe, you'll get that notification when I go on live. But my goal is to try to be on by 8. And so that is that. And I don't want to limit our conversation only to YouTube. If you have further questions, because I know that there's no actual proper means to do like a private messaging. So if you wanted to get a hold of me, the other option is on Instagram and or Facebook as well. And you can find me at Awaycations Travel. Okay. Now, reason number four is typically when someone doesn't know when to book. You're confused on, do I book early to get a good deal? Should I wait to the last minute because maybe there'll be a sale? Do I book directly or should I use a third party? And the timing of travel generally confuses people and it gets costly if you make the wrong decision. And so this is something that I stay on top of constantly. I'm staying on top of pricing trends. When do deals drop? What's worth waiting for and what isn't? That's the type of research that I'm doing on the back end, again, so that you don't have to do that. And so reason number five could just also be the fear of making the wrong decision, right? Travel is an investment, and nobody wants to spend their hard earned money on a trip that does not deliver, right? You don't want to end up going somewhere and then saying to yourself, why did I pick this place? And then that can, put you off indefinitely and just make you not want to, ever travel again. And so, again, this is exactly why I exist. My job is to make that fear go away. We're going to talk about what is it that you want, what is it that you're nervous about, and I help you make decisions that make you feel good about wanting to travel. Okay. So, now that we've gone over why it feels overwhelming, here's the fix. So there's a couple of steps that you're going to want to take, right? You're going to want to start trying to figure out why, right? Not necessarily the destination, but the feeling. So, what is it that you're looking to do? Is it that you want to relax? Are you looking for an adventure? Maybe you're looking to reconnect with someone. Are you celebrating something? Is it an anniversary? Is it a birthday, a graduation? That's where you want to start. From there, you want to set a realistic budget, not a wish, right? A real number so that everything just flows with it. From there, you want to work with someone who does this every day. Hello, that's what I'm here for. Okay. You don't want to have to try to figure this alone. It is literally my job. Okay. So I have a question for you. Okay. Again, even if you're watching this during the replay, what is something about planning? Sorry, let me take that back. Whether it's about planning, um, destination, about all inclusive, group trips, whatever it is, drop it in the chat for me, drop it in the comments. What questions do you have pertaining to, again, planning, specific destination? Um, if you have any questions about all inclusive, um, anything about group trips, etc., things like that. I want to know. Okay. And I also want to know, um, sorry, hold on. I'm trying to go through my notes and I was moving a little bit too fast. I apologize. All right. And so the other thing that I want to know is, what is your dream destination? That's something that I really want to know. Like, where have you desired to want to go? What is it that you want to do when you're there? If there was a dream destination that you can go to, where would it be? Okay. Now, I want to kind of recap with you what we talked about here tonight. Again, we discussed the 5 reasons planning a trip feels really overwhelming. Okay. So we talked about having too many options. We talked about hitting costs. We talked about reviewing paralysis. We talked about timing and confusion. And then we also talked about the fear of making the wrong decision. So I'm going to kind of leave on that note, or, kind of wrap things up. But if there's anything that I said again that resonated with you, I want you to reach out. Okay. You don't necessarily have to complete my inquiry form. Again, no pressure. If you feel like it, then great. I appreciate it. And if you want to talk further, I also do consultations. Sorry. So we can get on a call, whether it be like a quick Zoom, as well. And if you just prefer just to talk by text or whatever, we can do that. So again, you can reach out to me on Instagram and or Facebook Messenger to talk there. So, all right. Well, if you haven't already, I hope that you do hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss tomorrow's live. And again, I can't wait to join back again tomorrow so that we can talk about. Um, I think we're going to probably talk about all inclusive resorts and how to pick the right one, is the topic that we'll go over. So, again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.